I'd still see right through you. You could be my savior, and I'd still ignore you. You could be my plaything, I'd still get so bored. You could be forever, and I would still want more. Sitting back thinking about simpler times. Can we go back? Can we go back?
These FlipCast mugs have seen better days, huh? Welcome to the FlipCast, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's a sad day here at the FlipCast. As you just saw, our old set is dead.
Yeah, we retired the old set.
It had a freak accident. Everyone's okay. No one was hurt.
It's over.
It's over. We decided to come over here, right? As you guys are seeing this episode, first of all, welcome to episode 11.
Welcome.
Welcome to episode 11. If you're a new viewer here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. Welcome as well.
Thank you.
We got a fun episode today, so definitely be ready
Very, very fun episode.
for some good content. But yeah, we decided to kind of change up the set a little bit. We got some cool new props, as you can see, as you saw in the Caden episode last week, which if you haven't seen that, go click on
Yeah,
it.
that definitely. It's a good intro to what we're kind of going to be focusing on now.
Yeah. So we're definitely trying to get more, guest-based, if we could put it
Yeah.
that way.
Well, I think it's more of like an experience-based thing.
True.
Yeah.
True. I'm definitely with you on that. But yeah, so let us know what you think in the comments of our new set. If you hate it, should we go back to the other one? Do you love it? Should we just vamp this one up? What should we do?
Yeah.
So are we starting with comments today, or are we?
I think we'll reference a couple things here.
Okay.
If you're a new viewer, or even a returning viewer, and you're not aware, we're doing a giveaway on our TikTok. If you'd like to be entered in this giveaway, all you gotta do is follow our TikTok page. We're trying to make it to 250 followers on our TikTok page. I think we're at the recording of this video, we're standing at 62.
Mm-hmm.
So we're a little far away, but the more followers we get, the closer we are to that $25 Amazon giveaway. So definitely hop on that if you haven't already. We're not going to do a full comment section this week. We definitely had a big week in terms of viewership over this past couple of weeks here. But I just want to give a couple shout outs here. Brett Boucher. I just want to say congratulations on commenting on every single video.
I don't know how you did it.
You did it. Congratulations. This is your shout out.
This is your shout out, Brett.
Congratulations.
Thank you for tuning in.
We had a little political debate in one of our comment sections. That was pretty silly.
That was. Do you have pictures of that, or do you
I
think they're
do.
gone? Okay, good.
We can definitely add them in
Throw
here.
them right up here.
But I say this in all of our videos, but if you don't want to watch our full length podcasts, we post weekly basis on TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and you can find all of that content in our link tree and bring you right there.
Indeed.
And so watch it, like it. We talk about current events there.
Yeah.
It's big stuff.
Absolutely. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to check out our collaboration episode with Brian McCoach on the Wild, Weird, and Sometimes Normal podcast. That's still linked in our link tree. So feel free to check it out. It was a great episode, great conversation, and he's a great guy. So
Absolutely.
give him some more love because he gave love to us, right?
Exactly.
So today, I feel like it makes sense to segue into our topic, right?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go.
We are speaking about social media philanthropy. Philanthropy. It's like
There you go.
therapy,
Yeah.
not trippy.
Well, it's a therapy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so insightful.
So, what is philanthropy?
So, are you?
Well, it's just
Okay, let's pull what Caden did last week.
well, it's let's talk. We're gonna dive in a little bit here. We'll hop right in.
Yes.
Right, philanthropy. Philanthropy has existed for not as long as we might think it has existed for. Philanthropy itself, the term philanthropy, has been brought back in the Industrial Revolution age of the earth we live on. Notable figures, early philanthropists.
Yeah,
Is that it?
philanthropist.
Is that the word? Early gentlemen who are
Or ladies,
or ladies, mostly gentlemen,
unfortunately.
like Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Those wealthy individuals, they donated a lot of money. We see that very wealthy individuals, in the early ages before the advent of television or anything like that, they would build structures. One of the most famous is I want to say it's Rockefeller. I might be wrong, but he built a lot of libraries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dedicated a lot of libraries. Rockefeller Center. You see a lot of these public places that were dedicated that money was put into. Rockefeller was also a big donator towards schools, put a lot of money into the schools. So philanthropy has existed for many years, but its existence has changed and manifested itself into many different directions.
Yeah, it's like its origins have always been in the sense of one rich person kind of says, okay, I have too much money and I want to give back. Or it could be somebody that maybe makes their living off of, other people's generosity, but becomes the main vessel of that donation and that philanthropy, as we know the word.
Right.
The changing landscape, obviously, with, there's no more dominant steel companies like Carnegie Steel and all those types of things.
Andrew Carnegie.
Yep. And then Rockefeller and all these different things with railroads and all that stuff. It's not so much that, and it's kind of just people who are catching their stride, lucky stride, we can call it, right? You could call Bezos a philanthropist at some point.
Well, I mean, I feel like any very wealthy individual is a philanthropist in some way. Yes,
It's a hard word. We'll call it Phil.
Phil. If you're a Phil.
If you're a Phil, certified Phil.
If you're a certified Phil, then you're donating a lot of money. But very wealthy individuals, billionaires. You think about Bill Gates, Bezos, Zuckerberg. Most of them have foundations and charities attached to them.
Yep.
Under their name. And again, that's philanthropy in itself. You're donating to a cause that's under that person's name, and they're shelling out money to certain organizations, Red Cross, that kind of thing, Habitat for Humanity, all that good stuff. A lot of great organizations out there who are doing a lot of great things in the world that you just don't see every day.
True. And I think another side of it too is athletes and things like that. You could consider some athletes philanthropists.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
I want to ask you a question here. Is your definition of philanthropist more like someone who owns a charity or someone who donates to the charity?
I would say donate.
Donate. Okay.
Well, because I don't feel like anybody can have a charity.
Sure.
And I could have a charity.
What would you donate to?
I could have a charity like Save the Fish.
Save the Fish.
Well, I could have a charity for fish, and I just ask for money for the fish.
That's true.
Would you donate?
I would totally donate.
You donate for the fish.
Once we monetize the FlipCast,
yeah.
put
Wait a
every
minute.
last penny of my cut.
Wait a minute. So hold on now. So you're saying that you wouldn't donate out of the good of heart? You're saying that
Hold on a second.
you're
here.
donating from the FlipCast budget.
Here, Owen Duffy, I'm a philanthropist. With the money we make out of the FlipCast, I would be a philanthropist.
Okay.
I donate money. I'm not a horrible human being. We're great here. I was going to say it was going to be horrible. I was going to say we can make a FlipCast charity. Donate to the
Well,
Flip. Donate to
like
Flip.
I said, anybody can make a charity.
That's true.
I mean, and what the great thing is about our current world is you can link a charity in any bio and Instagram, Facebook, any of those. You can put a charity of your choice in there, or you get something like eBay and you can donate some of your revenue straight to a charity of your choice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of like transitioning to like the digital landscape of philanthropy now. That's kind of like the more prominent thing.
Well, I feel like as monopolies don't exist anymore, but even so with the advent of the internet, philanthropy itself is something that changes when more avenues to donate are opened. You know what I mean? Like even before the advent of the internet, I mean, philanthropy was existing. You'd have like telethons.
Oh yeah.
TV telethons were big. People would pick up the phone all day, and
Oh yeah.
people don't. So this has existed for a long time, and every time there's been a new advent of technology, whether that's phone service, TV service, that kind of thing, philanthropy has changed and grown because obviously people, it's out there. People are building libraries and that kind of thing, but it's not as big.
True.
At least in the United States, there's not like you don't see Jeff Bezos, he's not going to go construct a library in your neighborhood.
No, no.
These things have already been done. It's more so donating to a cause. It's less so for the general good of the public now, more so to like a very directed cause.
Okay. So almost kind of like philanthropy now is one of those in the sense like you're not building something new, more so you're just adding to something that's already existing.
Correct.
So like donating to Habitat for Humanity kind of deal,
Yeah.
that kind of idea. Okay. Hey, like how we're speaking on this like we're like philanthropists,
Well, I
great.
think it's anybody who understands that topic. You see it everywhere.
That's true.
I mean, you can't go at least a day without, if you're going shopping, you got a store. Look at the fucking credit card reader. Would you like to round up?
That's true.
You get asked that question every day. Would you like to round up? That's philanthropy. You're fucking donating.
That's really true.
Well, you have a large, let's say, Five Below, right? Five Below.
Mm-hmm.
The card reader comes up, says, "Would you like to round up?" You got to make that decision.
Yeah.
And their Five Below is taking a chunk of their money and donating it to whatever organization of choice.
That's true. Because we see, you see Five Below. We got Goodwill. We always see
Anywhere.
that. I think Trader Joe's is another big one.
Trader Joe's, McDonald's,
Dick's does it too.
Dick's.
Sporting Goods.
Well, yeah, but I anywhere that the card machine is one of the greatest examples. We're talking more so of a generalized philanthropy now, more so than ever.
True.
Back in the day, the early ages, with people like Rockefeller, they were making money. Donations, I feel like, existed. Donations like Red Cross, the Santa Clauses with the bells.
Yeah.
They've been out there forever, shaking that away. But
Exactly.
now, I mean, making money is easy.
That's true.
It's getting easier, so it's everywhere. They're going to take advantage of every avenue they can to make money, whether that's on a credit card reader or, in the bathroom stall.
True. I mean, especially with America being a country where there's a lot of disposable income,
Right.
and like the middle class has a lot of money to spend.
Well, right.
Well, a lot of money to spend. No, that's not true. But it's like disposable income that's outside of living day by day, right? And maybe if they're coming out of that poverty line, they might be like, boom, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's give money back.
I completely agree.
It's great. So we talk about philanthropy and how it's kind of grown over time from those people in monopolies and, all these big people, Rockefeller, Carnegie, all that type of stuff, and how it's kind of grown to this more generalized thing where it's not one central revenue stream, if you want to call it that. It's anybody who wants to donate, anybody who wants to be a Phil can do whatever they want to be.
Well, right. Anybody can do it. And now you're seeing that people who have that ability to donate, large masses of money are using their platform to do that.
That's true. And another part of it too, before we jump into the social media side, some people at the same time talk about the bad, right? Some people don't donate.
That's a really good topic. I mean, do you feel as though that it's wrong if people don't donate? If I went my whole life without donating a single dollar, do you think that's wrong of me?
I think it's based on the kind of life you live. And I'll explain here's why. It's the idea where if I'm me and I'm making, for example, $30,000 a year doing whatever I do, and my bills amount to $29,000 a year, that extra $1,000 a year is most likely not going to go to charity because I'm trying to get myself out of the situation I'm in. Right. But someone who maybe is like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, CEO of Walmart, whoever that may be, the head of Google, probably fucking Ajit Pai, the head of internet security, whatever's going on over there. It's, they have a lot of disposable income to spend on charity and do their own thing. So kind of to bring it back central there, I guess it depends on your situation, right? If you're someone who yourself can't afford to give up money for the better cause of other people because you'll be in detriment, that's a morals question. Would you be more willing to be worse off so someone else is better off?
I completely agree with you. I completely agree. I mean, I guess you couldn't really expect someone who's not making a large income or even a moderate income to donate,
Yeah.
But again, like I just said, though, if it's something when it comes to like a roundup scenario,
That's true.
I could be going to the grocery store and I might be making $20,000 a year. That's not a lot of money. I go into the grocery store, I buy a loaf of bread and a can of sardines, and
You're struggling over there.
it's not good. I'm eating sardines on white toast.
Damn. You got your pack of cigarettes and red stripes too?
I can't afford it.
You sure?
Maybe. But no, what the question is, it's like you have people who are not making much income, and they go up to the register, and then the credit card machine says, "Would you like to donate or round up your total today?" Let's say they're rounding up their total 10 cents. Is it morally just for them to donate?
I guess it would. Again, I mean,
That's a yes or no.
it's a yes or no.
I'm asking.
I would say morally.
Morally just.
Meaning
Morally just. Good or bad?
So is it good or bad that they should
Yes.
donate?
Good. No bad.
It's good that they should donate. Yes, they should.
They should.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're saying no matter what.
No matter what. Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, I always put a sliding scale on it.
So you're telling me if you went to the store right now and the credit card reader
Oh no, you're gonna hit me with the craziest shit of all time.
the credit card reader lit up and it said, "Hey, would you like to round up your total for cars without wheels?" Would you do it?
See, that's a hard question because in the past I used to not, but
Well,
now I would.
Why? What changed? What's your thought process?
I'm
Why-
better off.
What?
I'm better off. I'm more well off in the sense of I can afford to do it now.
You can afford, but you're saying you wouldn't donate 10 cents because you were not well off?
I mean, I guess that does.
You're a fucking penny pincher.
I learned from Mr. Krabs himself.
Right.
Like, I mean, come on. I don't know. I guess it's a scaled amount,
I agree.
and it's also for the cause too. Like if there's a charity, let's say I know that's scammy and I see it on the Dick's card reader and it's like, would you like to donate an extra 20 cents for the FlipCast charity? And it's this charity that goes right to our pockets. Right?
That's not a charity.
True. But point being,
But who has a charity like that?
okay, so then let's try a different one then. Let's say Red Cross is known for a scam.
Well, they're not.
Well, do you know a place that's known for a scam? There's a couple charities that gotta be like bad.
Well, you could talk about actually one of the bigger ones was Tom's. Yeah, story of Tom's.
So, for example, if it says, "Would you like to donate to Tom's?" and I know it's like they're full of shit, I'd say no.
yeah, he got in some big trouble.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that?
Oh my God. You could. I honestly don't know what it's about.
Well, I think Tom's was. I'm sure maybe some of our older viewers are familiar with the brand Tom's, but Tom's, this guy Tom, he made shoes,
yeah.
and he wanted every shoe that was sold, a portion of the proceeds would go to kids in underdeveloped countries to get shoes on their feet.
That's awesome.
And one of the biggest problems in underdeveloped countries, third world countries, are that kids don't have shoes on their feet.
True. Yeah.
And they get their feet cut up, and they have to get amputated or they get infected. It's tragedy,
It's a
honestly.
huge deal. Yeah.
So Tom's, Mr. Tom, he started this business around the idea that every shoe that was purchased would go straight to this. Well, it ended up, finding out that this wasn't the case. The money wasn't going there at all, and he got in a little bit of trouble for that. And his brand lost its, reputable idea of, this money's going to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. So, that's a scam organization.
Yeah.
That was a charity. They were supposed to be helping these kids out there, and Tom was he was in philanthropy.
He was.
He really was.
He tried to be.
He tried.
He attempted. His public image was philanthropy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he failed.
He was just full of shit.
Yeah, he was a liar.
Wow. So I guess to put that question back out there, right? If the philanthropy that I'm going after, the charity I'm going after, if I know it's a scam, I'm not going to donate.
Right.
And there's sometimes too where it depends on how the cashier approaches me.
Well, we're not even talking about the cashier. It's a whole other ballgame. I'm talking the reader.
You're talking just the reader.
The reader. Well, because let's be honest, most cashiers aren't asking you. Maybe some, but most are not asking you. And any form of donation at this point you're getting exposed to in your life is in a means of a digital form.
Yeah.
Any form of donation. I mean, everybody here who's used Wikipedia has seen the Wikipedia donation.
Yeah.
Please help us. And every year it pops up. Oh, we need money for Wikipedia. Wikipedia's free, blah, 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 free service. They need money. So, people experience this every single year.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's seen that pop up. Digital philanthropy, digital charitable, organizations, digital donations, that's its own thing in itself. But donating digitally, that's the main form of donations at this point. The donation bucket time is gone.
Yeah.
It's online. It's digital because
Yeah.
it feels better doing that to people. It feels better doing it online.
True.
You know, in the comfort of your own home.
You know, you're not going out of your way. You feel like it's almost
Exactly.
like you can
You
just do it from the leisure of your own home. You're
Right. It's you don't have to go somewhere to donate anymore. You don't have to go out to an event. People like doing that. I'm not gonna put that off, but it's more so people have access to donate in their own home.
Yeah.
That's a big draw on.
Yeah, and that's all, advent of technology stuff and changes in the world and how people view certain social issues. Like it's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
And especially with, not to dive into any of the topics that are involved in current social issues, but it's the idea where I guess you could say so many different social issues arose at once from, let's say, COVID to now,
Yep.
that it's impossible to fund all these things without crowdfunding.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And a majority of that, it's not so much philanthropy in the sense of someone who's not as well off, for example. It's more of philanthropy to be able to spread a message.
Well, right. That's philanthropy is spreading wealth.
True.
I mean, it's wealth can be defined in many terms.
Mhm.
Wealth can be knowledge. Wealth can be money. That's how that can be defined. So you have people who spread knowledge. You have people who preachers, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different means to do that.
Yeah. I totally agree with you there. The world of philanthropy, when we were coming up with this episode and thinking about this and just brainstorming, like, what, 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago?
Yeah, I think so.
We had a little idea of social media stuff, like some random stuff we were going to talk about. Like, this is actually really interesting.
It really is, because you have a lot of these different topics that people every day.
Yeah.
You're being exposed to it every day. So one of the bigger points to this episode here is that a big topic that many people have been exposed to now is social media philanthropy.
Yes.
What is that, Owen?
So, social media philanthropy, as we know now, is any content creator who is, in my eyes, this is how I see it, who is using their platform to not only monetize and, make themselves money, but being able to turn some of that, and again, wealth, you said something, wealth spreading the wealth kind of deal.
Spreading wealth. Yeah.
It's the idea of like spreading their wealth to people who are less fortunate.
Right.
And, so many examples of it, and so many people do it well, but we got an OG on our hands.
Well, who's the OG?
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
I feel like most of our viewers, I'm going to say 90%,
Mhm.
are going to be familiar with who Mr. Beast is. I feel like if you're a little bit older, you might not know who Mr. Beast is, but Mr. Beast is a very extremely popular content creator.
One of the biggest platform, one of the biggest people on the YouTube platform.
Big YouTuber, and he's been around for quite a few years now, and his videos are very outrageous.
Yes.
He does outrageous stunts, outrageous giveaways, outrageous scenarios, game shows, you could call it, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And the premise of most of his videos are giving money away.
Yeah.
Right? He's known for giving flashy cars, money, devices, briefcases full of money, trips, vacations, that kind of thing. And Mr. Beast himself was a guy who came up from nothing.
Really?
He's told his backstory. He's come up from nothing. He started his career very early, but he made a big success off of making videos where he was giving away a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen Mr. Beast's video, one of his very early popular videos was giving money away to a delivery driver. You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people have seen that video.
Yeah.
You see, I'm sure most people have thought about that before, but it was a big deal.
Yeah.
This guy who Mr. Beast gave all this money to, and it changed his life. So, and it changed from something of philanthropy being a big wealthy individual
Mm-hmm.
giving away a whole bunch of money to charitable organizations. But here's Mr. Beast. He's an average guy like you and me.
Fair.
Right?
That's fair. Yeah.
It seems like it. He's not a supermodel. He's not a model. He's not an actor.
No.
He's not a corporate billionaire. Mr. Beast seems like a normal guy.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they think he is.
Jimmy's a pretty normal dude.
Yeah. So and his platform of using YouTube and TikTok. I've seen his videos on TikTok.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
Or any platform. His videos are so well done,
Mm-hmm.
and he's using his videos to show his donations, show his wealth donations to all these people and the great things he's doing.
Yeah.
And he also donates a lot of money to
yeah.
organizations and food and that kind of thing.
Because I remember there was a long time where he was trying to, he would get demonetized a ton. for whatever he was doing. He was like doing
Really?
outrageous stunts that maybe weren't safe for guidelines, whatever it
Right.
was. And he launched a merch line. And the merch line was what he used to pay for all of these donations, these videos, and all these other things. So it's almost like he was living a normal life behind the scenes, but obviously he was famous. So he had those amenities that famous people have, but he was able to take like a majority of the profit he made and put it back into not only the channel, but people.
Right. And again, with someone like Mr. Beast, people power is the only way they succeed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only way you're ever going to succeed is by the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done an excellent job with creating a community within YouTube where he's constantly donating, outreaching, giving away. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing his videos where, he would buy everything in a grocery store
Mm-hmm.
and donated it to a food pantry. And that right there is one of the very big social media philanthropy. Right there. He's done a very big job in creating that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have followed that method
Mm-hmm.
now. But another topic we see, right, social media philanthropy, that kind of thing, is a lot of videos, and I think these have existed far before Mr. Beast's homeless videos,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's a weird one
It is.
because you see these homeless videos, and I'm sure most of you are familiar with it. You have a homeless individual on the street, and a YouTuber, content creator, you can call him, comes up with a camera, and they say, oh, let's get you cleaned up, whatever. They ask for their backstory. The individual on the street will tell their backstory, and then they'll get them cleaned up and send them on their merry way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with this kind of, homeless scenario, that kind of thing, it presents a moral challenge,
Okay.
right? Because you get to the point where at what point does the ad revenue generated from the video, the revenue that the content creator, the video maker generates from that video, at what point does that surpass the money they gave to that homeless person?
To answer that question, it's almost instantly.
Instantly.
It's people who maybe are going up to a homeless person who's maybe very not well off on the streets, right?
Right.
They're like, all right, let's go take you to Planet Fitness. Let's get you a shower. Let's get you some food, and let's buy you some clothes. Right? $500. They'll call it.
Right, and they'll usually buy them a night, but let's think about this here. They'll make thousands of dollars off of that video.
And so much more exposure that's not
Right.
monetary.
And it gets to the point where why wouldn't they donate to a greater fund? Because let's think about this here. They're giving money to a homeless person. They'll buy them a room for one night. What's going to happen to them the next night?
That's really
They're
true.
back on the street.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a very weird moral challenge, and there's plenty of YouTubers out there who are using this homeless, even on TikTok now.
Oh,
It's
it's
like
so bad.
it's everywhere. I see it all the time where these guys will go out and donate, we'll call it, where they'll give some money and then that's it, and it's one person to video. It's like they got these homeless people like out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
They scrape them up like crazy, but at what point is it wrong?
It's wrong. For me, it always leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Like, I see these people and knowing how algorithms work, just being people who are trying to make it big, right? And, take advantage of trends, right?
Right.
There's a person on TikTok, and I don't know the name, and I wouldn't say the name because we're not trying to trash anybody, but it's they go up to a random homeless person, perceivably random, which you already know they go up to him before, and they're like, hey, I'm a YouTuber, I'm this, I'm that, I'm willing to give you a bunch of stuff. You just have to act sad in a video for me, which is the horrible truth, but that's what goes on.
Yep.
Right? They're like, put on an act, right? Become a personality so that I can monetize, your struggle. They go up, they help this person perceivably and do all these nice things for them, capture their very genuine reaction because it's the first time someone showed support or affection to them in so many years. But what happens after those videos?
And nobody thinks about that because we're in a world of instant gratification.
Yeah.
So when you see a video of an old homeless guy with long hair and a long beard, and he's got holes in his shirt, and,
Yep.
he's wearing sandals and shit, and they get him all cleaned up, you're like, oh, this guy looks great.
Yeah.
But then they send him on his merry way, and he's out on the street again, and he's homeless.
Yeah.
And and all of his clothes are gonna get dirty, and it's just gonna get ruined.
It's like you took the guy on a field trip. Like it's
It's literally a fucking field trip.
it's not like anything changed in his immediate everything changed in his immediate life, right? He just got helped and he just got
right.
fed for the night. But now what? Like you see, there's a couple examples of people on YouTube and all those things. Like I took a homeless person under my wing.
Yep.
And it's for, I think Danny Duncan is an example.
Oh my God.
And
yeah.
that dude Roscoe that he hangs out with.
Yeah.
There's a guy who was, I forget if the guy was homeless, if he picked him up because he was off on a bender or something like that, and he befriended them and he became part of the crew. Now the Roscoe is not rich and famous, but he's like well off, and it's like this whole thing where Danny brought him up, right?
Yep.
And it's then there's other side of things where it's like these short form TikTok guys who people aren't going to want to see the same person getting helped.
Well, right, and you think about this, it's like they churn different people out. I actually saw this video, and I was thinking about this video when we were discussing this topic, but I saw this video off of this content creator on Instagram, and I think he's on TikTok too, but he made a very, very good point that the people who are doing these philanthropy videos, social media philanthropy, and they're going out on the street and helping homeless people, especially when they're doing it as their content, that's their content, is helping homeless people, and they're doing that, the video structure of, okay, we're helping homeless people, getting them cleaned up, and we're sending them on their way. They're using those people as actors.
Yeah.
And it's at the point where they're almost like an unpaid actor. I mean, they're getting paid in the means of room and board and food and shelter, but they're not giving them cash.
That's true.
Understand that most of these videos, they're not getting cash every time.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be getting food, cleaned up, room and board. That's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but most of the time they're not getting cash.
Yeah, because people will click on a video that says I gave $10,000 to the first homeless person I saw. But this is looking at like the shitty reality of it. It's like, would you rather see that or see a person that's homeless maybe get like a spa day, for example, and get like well off for a day?
Well, and the shitty part about it is, and I think that people don't realize this, they really don't, but the shitty part about this entire trend of, helping homeless is it all seems like a morally good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the sad reality of it is that there is thousands of people out there in this country, thousands of homeless people out there, and they will never see the light of day.
No,
they will never see YouTube screen. For the 20 people a month who blow up, who see the light of day on these content creation platforms, that's great. But what people don't realize is there's underground worlds out there. I mean, there's people living in fucking tunnels.
Yeah.
And they'll never see the light of day.
It's true.
And it's unfortunate because people think they see these YouTubers like, oh, they just gave this guy, they cleaned him up. It's great. It doesn't solve the problem.
No.
These people aren't donating to shelters. They aren't, hiring these people and starting businesses to give them jobs. It's not like that.
No.
It isn't the days of like a public works scenario where they're building a bridge and they have to hire all these people.
Yeah.
These people aren't really getting help.
No, and it's the other sad side too from the creator standpoint is a majority of the time, right, a Mr. Beast didn't have sponsors at one point. So he made viral videos that blew up at first, right? And Mr. Beast is doing the right job here. I'm just using him as an example for how it could be used bad. Okay?
Right.
I just want to make that very clear. He is, starting out humble beginnings, doing his own thing, no sponsors, right? He gets a sponsor, he then reinvests that back into his video.
Yep.
Then when he goes to donate to all these different charities and things, that's his money that he's donating. He's not worrying about the sponsor, right?
Right.
A vast majority of the time, these short hit TikTok people, right? All those videos are sponsored. Majority of them are sponsored. And it's where, company ABC is giving this person $10,000 to go make a popping video saying this video is sponsored by Honey, for example, and we want you to donate to a homeless person, right? The problem with that is that company could better use that money just to donate to charity. Because what is one homeless person going to do with $10,000?
Well, that's I feel like that's the problem is that, how far does $10,000 go in the means of charity organization? If I was to donate $10,000 to a homeless shelter, how many beds could that buy? How much food could that buy?
So much.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And it's like you're giving it to one person, which I'm not saying is a bad thing.
That's
outright.
That's true.
But I'm saying it's just not the right way. It's not there's a way of doing it like that where you're donating to one person, and that's a very straight path. But there's a more broad spectrum where you could give money and it's going to go a long way because, homeless shelters, they're buying more beds, they're buying more foods. They're able to have access to more programs, rehabilitation programs, getting people back into jobs. That's what people don't realize. It's like there's thousands of dollars out there that are being given to one person for means of a sponsorship or views, right? And the content creator, the person who made that video, is making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of one video.
Yeah.
But there could be a homeless shelter in a city somewhere that needs that money desperately.
It's so
and
true.
they'll never get it.
No.
Because unfortunately, at the end of the day, most people, content creators, are in it for themselves.
Yeah.
They're in it for themselves. And yes, there's a morally good thing of donating to a homeless person, helping them out. But the unfortunate thing is that at the end of the day, they all that money is being allocated to them.
Yeah.
And that money will never go towards a just cause.
True.
For people who legit do need help, who are struggling financially or need help being rehabilitated, it will never go that way.
Yeah. And another issue with that too is like, these people who, let's call it like, the average Joe on the street is like, okay, I got sponsored for $10,000 to go make a video about a homeless person, give them a great day, make a great video out of it, and then go on with my day, right? Let's say they give that person $5,000 cash. A homeless person most likely does not have a bank account. Most likely. Sometimes they do.
Well,
right?
no, yeah, they wouldn't. It'll be all cash.
But the issue would be, it's like, okay, now that you have this person who is already extremely vulnerable, who is now going to blow up on the internet, who everyone's going to know who that person is and know that that guy has $5,000 on him and he has no means of defending himself.
Right.
And it's a horrible mentality to think about, but it's just that money could be spread so many different ways, like you're saying.
Well, let's think, this could be helping the one guy and other, people within the shelter.
True.
I mean, like, there's people with children in the shelters. There's kids who sleep in vehicles out there.
Yeah.
And you don't ever see videos like that because there's a sad truth to it.
That's true.
You can't glorify homelessness.
No. God.
Glorifying homelessness is what unfortunately is happening. They're glorifying the idea of, all right, these people are living on the streets. Easy. I'll give them some money and clean them up and they'll be like me and you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not the case.
No.
Unfortunately, the world we live in is a very expensive world.
It is.
Sure, they could buy cheeseburgers for the next, year at McDonald's with that money.
Great.
But they can't buy a house.
No.
They can't live out of a motel. They'll burn through. It's thousands of dollars. Rent is thousands of dollars a month. $1,000 a month for rent. They're gonna blow through it all.
Absolutely.
So it's just they can't buy a car. They can't buy it. Just there's a point where you say, look, this isn't the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because and all these, I'm sure most of these content creators know. These people who make these videos know. And I mean, I hate to say it, but this is more so of a, this is a rant. This is an attack on that thought process of let's do better.
Yeah.
Let's have a common good. Let's have a good for more than just one's own gain.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, yes, content creators, that's a job.
Mm-hmm.
Some people wouldn't agree with that, but content creation is a job.
It really is.
And these people are providing videos that people are watching every single day. People don't watch regular cable TV anymore. They're on their phones all day.
That is true.
So without the content creators, you'd have nothing to watch.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But follow the flip. But the idea here is that content creators are making these videos, and they're going to continue making these videos, and they need to make money.
Yeah.
And I understand the idea of making videos to make money. But I would just be as apt to watching a guy go into a homeless shelter and donate $10,000 than see a guy going to one guy and donating $10,000.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
And, if there was a guy who toured U.S. cities and went to homeless shelters and helped people out and did community events, that'd be amazing. I'm sure there's people like that out there.
Absolutely.
There absolutely is. But what I believe, and I think we're on the same page here, is that we need to move away from this homeless one person actor mentality of help one out and send them on their way and move on to the next one, the next video.
100% agreed, because it's the idea that, philanthropy is moving away from the goodness of your own heart and going more towards virality.
Absolutely.
And it's this whole continuum of, are you doing it because it's going to make you look really good, or because it's, the morally right thing to do? And at the end of the day, helping people out who are less fortunate, no matter what the capacity is good.
Right.
Morally, it's good because you did something out of goodness of your own heart because you could have done something else with that money or with that service or your time, right? But it's like you're saying, the issue becomes that if you give $10,000 to one person who may not be, skilled in finances and may not know what to do, right? They could blow it on something that they really don't need, right? If you put that money into a program, right, those people can then go to that program and be able to get resources like that money can't buy.
Absolutely.
Right? If you're addicted to whatever it may be, right? You give someone $10,000 and they're addicted to meth, for example, they may not go to the homeless shelter or go to like CVS to go buy things that they need and hygiene products. It could be for something different, right? And that's the sad reality. That's the sad truth. And we go back to creators who maybe do this for good and people who, instead of putting $10,000 into from a sponsorship into one person, maybe putting that into travel expenses to show an impoverished community or an issue that's going on. There's a YouTuber, Tommy G, who goes out and he does documentary based kind of like, alternative news reporter type videos where he doesn't go in and donate, but he goes in and he spreads awareness. So Skid Row in Las Vegas or LA, I forget where it is, big homeless strip. There's, 10,000 tents, all those types of things. His whole spiel is that he goes in to an impoverished community, records, gets live accounts from people, what people want has changed, what people think is better off, and places he's gone to have actually seen like drastic improvements in those types of things.
Right, and that I feel is a morally good thing.
Yeah,
that's what I feel. Most people should be interested in doing is content like that. And I think the overall arching theme to this is, if you see a video out there, or it pops up on your feed, and you're scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, whatever, and you see a video of some guy out on the street, and he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" Just one guy. Scroll past that video.
Yeah.
Don't give it the likes and credibility. And I'm not saying that because I think it's wrong they're helping a homeless person. What I'm saying is we want to encourage people who have the ability to spread money to spread it in the right direction.
Exactly.
Not for their own personal gain.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, yes, they need to make money because then they'd be homeless too. That
is fair.
But they need to make enough money for themselves and for the greater good of the communities across the country and across the world.
Yeah, it's such a true thing, and this is a deep topic for the FlipCast.
Agree.
This is not normally something we talk about, but it's really important to know.
It's good to know because people watch these videos and they don't know.
Yeah,
they just think, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, right. Hey, great. I love the world of retail.
Yeah,
I love malls.
Yeah,
but did you know about this?
Yeah,
did you know about this?
And for our 10 viewers watching, we appreciate you.
We really appreciate it. But I kind of want to go back into this just a little bit. We don't have to go too much back into it. Mr. Beast, we wanted to he's done videos in the past where it's giving a homeless person $10,000, giving this, giving that. And he's obviously reformed from it because he's obviously seen a shift in how that's received and how those things maybe perform now on YouTube and those types of things. But I think there's another shift that's not as related, but it's how these philanthropy style content creators make their content and gear their content. And let me explain this here. So way back when Mr. Beast used to make these challenge videos, right? It was just like, I gave my friends a Lamborghini and we did this. Or I made an obstacle course and we did this. Or like even the earlier ones where it was like, I said bruh 10,000 times. And he like did a subathon kind of deal, right? He's now geared a lot of his videos towards kids because he's noticed that these markets of, 18 to 24-year-olds, for example, aren't on their phones as much as 13 to 16-year-olds or 5 to 8-year-olds, right? You can't directly market to kids. That's illegal. But it's the idea that he's now taking these videos where he knows he's going to donate proceeds from, and he's gearing them towards kids to be able to be promoted in the algorithm more. And it's this really deep and like obscure concept of, is it moral? Is it like for his own gain? Is it more for...
No, I don't think it's for his own gain.
No, I think he's definitely trying to donate and be a good person.
I think he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to me to see like the shift in content and seeing how he's, if you want to call him an industry leader, he
absolutely is. He's the Rockefeller of our time.
Yeah, he's Apple of Rockefeller. He's Apple of philanthropy YouTubers.
Yep.
Right? He's the one that everyone's trying to chase.
Well, right. He's doing the right thing, and he started a trend, and he knows what he's doing, and he's doing the right thing, and he's putting all his money back into his own platform, to his own structure, which I think is great because he's not out there buying extravagant purchases and sports cars and mansions, and he's doing the right thing and trying to help everyday people out.
True, and he does
that's what
buy.
We need.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
He does buy those things. Like, he obviously has his fair share of whatever he needs, but it's the idea that anything he's buying, he's putting towards his content,
Exactly.
and he's only getting rid of it if it's broken. It's all these types. I saw something where, he's got a video where he's destroying a Lamborghini and putting it through a shredder,
Yeah.
a metal shredder.
Yep.
And in the beginning, he's like, "Don't worry, it's out of commission. We bought this like 3 years ago, and it just hasn't worked since. So we're gonna
Yep.
shred it."
Yeah. Well, because then, I mean, this is a whole nother topic, but
Mhm.
it's the, throwaway society,
Mhm.
and that's not what people want.
No.
It's fun on paper and it's fun to look at and watch, but what makes sense at the end of the day is not being a throwaway society.
Yeah, I'm writing that down. It's a great episode.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit on that more in the future as a throwaway society, but not today.
Not today.
That is a deep 1 hour discussion, and we can't have a 3 hour video.
No, we would love to,
Right.
but I don't think my laptop would be too big.
Well, I don't think people would listen all the way through.
Yeah, people don't lift for 3 hours. Sorry,
You know, a guy?
people.
That's great.
A couple of our viewers listen to this podcast in the gym, apparently. So
Let's go. Well, if you're listening right now in the gym, keep it pumping, bro.
Keep it pumping, bro. Hey, you keep lifting the fuck out of those weights, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you better be inspired as a philanthropist now.
Yeah, I mean, you better do some good after. You better, when that credit card machine pops up when you're going on your food binge after this and it asks you to round up, you better round up. Yeah.
You better. It has
Better
to.
round up. We're telling you, round up.
You better.
Follow the flip.
Yes, follow the fucking flip. So, I think this is a good place to kind of
I think it's a good place to wrap up.
yeah, and I wanted to give a little announcement here.
There we go.
Here at the FlipCast, we're all about promotion and promoting. We love promoting. We love marketing. We love all those things. Guess who might have t-shirts soon?
Here we go.
The FlipCast will have t-shirts in the very near future.
Flipcast t-shirts, Flipcast hats.
Yes, FlipCast, anything you want.
Well, details are going to come soon, but just know it's coming in the future.
Indeed. If you want to wear a QR code on your back, this is the brand you want.
So all you need is the numbers on your credit card and the 3 silly numbers on the back,
Exactly.
and you are in.
And John Wick could save Tilted Towers.
Exactly.
It's going to be great.
You're in. You'll have a beautiful, beautiful Flipcast t-shirt. You can wear it anywhere.
Exactly.
And your mom will say, "Who's the Flipcast?" And all you got to say is, "Follow the flip."
Hey, stupid bitch, follow the flip.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't call your mom a bitch, but follow the flip.
She's got to follow the flip.
If she's not following the flip, kind of on her.
Follow the fucking flip.
Follow the fucking flip. But on a real note, merch is coming soon. We just got to work on designs. We're just working through some logistic things now.
Yep. Next week we'll be in.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So as details come out for that, obviously make sure you're looking at all of our social medias. We'll be talking all about that. Cool designs. We're looking at some cool stuff right now.
Yep.
I haven't shown you
absolutely.
yet. I got some cool stuff going.
Okay, cool.
So thank you for watching this episode of the FlipCast. And as we talked about social media philanthropy,
You got it.
it's
It only took us an hour, but he's
now,
half an hour, but he's there now.
now we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a crazy good episode. Make sure you go follow us on TikTok if you're not already, as we're doing a giveaway. Again, first 250 followers that we get on our page. We're at 62 as of the time of recording. You'll be entered into a big spinning wheel to be able to win a $25 Amazon.
It'll be
gift
announced
card.
on a podcast episode.
Yes. So once we hit 250 followers, we'll announce it on our social media profile saying, hey, announcement coming next week. And it will be whenever we hit 250, you'll have to come back to the FlipCast to see if you won.
Awesome.
So thank you very much for watching this week's episode.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week. Follow the fucking flip.
Peace.
Peace.
This'll be the last one, it's been too long. In my mind, it needs a rest. I'm thinking about everything that happened in the past.